Yo, today I'm going to be playing a game as Bahrain, which is the second lowest power rank country in the game. If we scroll down here, you can see it's number 2. We're going to be forming Arabia with Bahrain here because I've recently just went in to test it, and it appears that the Arabian unification has been fixed. In the past, when you formed Arabia, it did not annex subjects, but I've tested it, and it appears that it does annex subjects now. So we're going to be trying to do that, and then use the claims it gives us potentially to expand even further. Yeah, I was wrong. The unification bug is not fixed. So we're going to start out here with the obvious choice of researching stock exchange to unlock, I believe, laissez-faire. No, this actually doesn't unlock laissez-faire, but it does give us Mappy, which will be useful very, very soon. Then we will go Atmo Engine. We'll start out by improving relations with the British. Oh, actually, we need an interest, so we should go colonization first to get that interest. Then we can go stock exchange because we do want to have another interest. So while we don't have an interest, we are going to declare a war on Mara because Mara is like the only country we can go to war with. Then we will also build up an army of 1 irregular battalion and also 1 flotilla, which we will need to import from the British in order to build. So let's go in here, import man o' war from the British market, and then we can go ahead and build ourselves a singular frigate, which we will use to do all of our expansion into the Middle East here, and then potentially further into places like Gaza. I forgot to do this immediately, but we're going to put grain on export prioritization and then export it, which should immediately trigger corn laws because a singular piece of grain being exported makes our grain price basically infinite. So oh, what? Mara backs down? That was not what I expected to happen, but once our boat got built, we were going to be landing them anyway. So we'll just immediately go in for Kathiri now, I guess, because that was unexpected, and continue to start conquering more parts of Yemen. Okay, now that we've conquered these two guys, we are going to go after Lahej, which is our first guy that we're fighting that actually has a military. So we're going to need to actually do something in this war. I believe our military power projection is 2, though, compared to their... Oh, it's not. They now also have 2. So we're going to try to naval invasion get them here, I guess, because I assume that they will be attacking us on the front, so we can hopefully just land them in order to enforce on them here, because they only have 1 troop, so they can't split it up. Okay, the war has started here, so we'll just start a naval invasion on Lahej, and then the troop goes up there, and oh, we need to wait for organization to go up, but it should hopefully go up before they can conquer our pieces. Oh yeah, they have their troops on defense, I assume because they don't have enough org. Now they're on offense, so they're going to slowly take our country, but hopefully we can get the org fast enough here. Okay, well, we've landed Lahej. So now we're going to need to wait for our colonization tech to finish researching, because I tried to fight Nejd and Cosmid State, couldn't manage to beat either of those, so we're just going to be kind of waiting in order to get colonization, so we can then start going for South Africa to get some gold. Oh yeah, for infamy reasons, I am actually going to start a war with Jabal Shamar, just because I don't want to waste my infamy decay as much as possible. So I figure we might as well fight Jabal Shamar here, because they look to be a pretty easy country to just be in a forever war with. We get a modern conservative here. We will, of course, start bolstering the liberal movement, and remember that we were supposed to promote social mobility down on our states in order to increase literacy. Also, maybe we should build some things that could potentially be useful, you know. Some would say that could be useful. We'll build some fish, I guess. Okay, this is actually a surprisingly early amount of support for the lander to be pressured. But we can actually just grant leadership here and start trying to pass tenant farmers. Homesteading might be better now. I don't know. We're still going to go with tenant farmers because it's the classic move you do when you get your market liberal landowner. Okay, we can now go for laissez-faire because I just passed tenant farmers, which apparently just kills your GDP. But in the long run, this will help out our economy lots, especially once we get on to laissez-faire. Okay, I did actually not notice that we researched colonization, but it's not as bad as it looks because this has all come from tech spread for the most part, so I didn't forget about it for too long. We can just go ahead and put our interest into South Africa. Seems like Gaza builds up way less military than they did in the past, so you might actually be able to land Gaza relatively easily here. Okay, I'm going to declare war on Gaza, and we'll see how it goes. Mobilize our 1 battalion, ready for war to invade Gaza. Are they conscripting up? They seem to not be conscripting up, so this is just going to be a free state. Well, I'll take it. That's going to be pretty nice. Yeah, they still haven't built up an army, so this is just going to be a free state. I wonder if that consistently happens. If so, that makes going for Gaza much easier for sure. Yeah, we just land with no resistance, and now we have this as a great state in the Bahrain Empire or whatever. Very nice. We can move our interest over to Zanj for a war with Oman as our next war. The Ottomans are guaranteeing their independence, but that's not a problem, is it? It's not a problem, probably, right? I'm sure that's not a problem. We'll just conquer Zanzibar as well here. And we're just going to need to find a way to land on the Omani capital, and then we should be golden, right? Probably. Just need to figure that out. Put a fleet right here, and then naval invade into the capital for a free win. The Ottomans side in here, but I think that we can still potentially win against the Ottomans here. Which, oh, we get popular playwright. That's pretty convenient. We'll of course take that. That bumps us up to an unrecognized regional power, which is very convenient. Okay, the war has escalated, so now we want to try to give them as little time as possible to reposition their troops. So we'll go about here and start the naval invasion. Oh, is this the right? This is the right. Okay, I thought it was this C node, but no. Okay, looks like they're not repositioning. So we just get in on the capital here, and then we can enforce on Oman. Oh, are these troops all demobilized? Oh, they are. So we can just land Zanzibar as well, maybe, to enforce faster. Oh, we're out of things reset to research. We will go for, I think we'll go for Atmo engine into railways next. Well, we actually are gonna go into lathe first, but keep our tech set like that. Okay, we get the passing on laissez-faire done here. That's gonna be very nice for sure. Gives us an extra company slot and stuff. With that, we can probably build our first construction sector. And also, we really need to, wait, how is this isolated if it has ports? Oh, do we not? We don't have a port in Bahrain. Okay. Well, that should fix our problem. Well, in a second here, Oman will be capitulating. Yep, we get ourselves Zanzibar, which is a very strong state for sure. 500,000 GDP there. So that will, yeah, we're almost at 1 million GDP now. Very big, nice. You can see our GDP line. Every time we conquer someone, it goes up massively. I think this was our first conquest, then second, then third, then fourth. You can see every time it makes a big difference to our GDP. We haven't researched empiricism for total separation yet, but I am going to start passing freedom of conscience here, I think, to try to... Oh, what's this law chance coming from? Oh, our leader is a traditionalist? Okay. Well, I think we'll still give it a try and try to pass freedom of conscience here, because that will help us out quite a lot, I think, with acceptance. We get France supporting Egypt in this play. I believe we want Egypt to win this play here, because if Egypt gets independence, we can do a quick war on Egypt to take their land, since Egypt is ridiculously easy to land. Okay, we've got pretty unlucky with passing freedom of conscience, so we are going to cancel passing that, and instead, I suppose, go for racial segregation. That'll slightly increase acceptance as well, but hopefully it won't fail to pass this time. I'm going to rival all of the Victorian Lake nations for a bunch of extra influence, as well as, I guess, Darfur and the Marina Kingdom, because I don't think those countries will ever be very important. Actually, we don't want to improve with Russia, so we can do away with them. but we can start improving with like all these people pretty much. Seems like good countries to have high relations with. Well, this is really unfortunate for us. Egypt is actually losing the war to the Ottoman Empire here, which is not a good thing for us at all, because that means that we're going to have a lot of stuff that we're going to have to release from the Ottomans in order to take it for low infamy. Or I guess we could potentially eventually protectorate the Ottomans after they fail Tanzimat. I don't know. We'll see. We get an event that gives us a pro-country lobby towards Great Britain here. I think we really like that. I would love to join the British Empire power block if possible, though I think we have too much leverage resistance for that to be very practical. Oh, maybe it is possible. What? How do we have so little? Is there anything we can do with the UK here yet? Looks like there isn't anything we can really do, but we should be getting pretty close. We managed to pass a racial segregation. We're now going to remember that we were supposed to be passing free trade here to finish the corn laws and get some free loyalism. Oh, I didn't realize this for so long. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. In 1.8, when they added power block embassies, they aren't just free leverage. They replaced the old plus 300 leverage you got from improving relations. So it's actually not much better than it was before. We can now get a power block embassy at the British. But yeah, that's quite a lot worse than I thought it was. I thought that that was just 400 more leverage in all cases, but it's only 100 more if you're playing as a country and trying to get into a block. Well, that's less good than I thought. We're gonna now invade Nejd, so we can actually make it to Jabal Shamar, and wait, British East India Company's gonna side in. Well, we'll see about that, but we're gonna conquer Nejd here, so we can make it to the other country we want to invade of Jabal Shamar, and you know it's one more country on the path to unifying Arabia. Okay, they just declared neutrality. Interesting. I don't know why they were so high willingness to support them. Weird. Okay, we just annexed the Nejd thing, so now we're gonna go into Jabal Shamar here, and then we'll have this nice area fully connected now, which is definitely an improvement from having to, you know, use port connections to get across this stuff. You can set these ports. Oh, are they all on anchorage already? They are. No, not this one. Okay. I want to save some. Oh, yeah, the government really needs more money. But, but that makes us like $300 more. It's so Jover. We need a lot more money. Very low government wages. Okay, after turning all of our ports into anchorages, we finally have a budget. Oh, no, we can't do that. Okay, well, I guess we have to have a 5 bureaucracy debt then. Oh, we can delete trade routes to fix that. Let's go ahead and delete a bunch of trade routes here that we do not need. I assume these were added in by countries we conquered, because I don't remember adding those. Yeah, so that must be how they appeared. Pass free trade, so now we get this event, which slightly lowers our radicalism, but our radicalism is just giant, so, you know, there's not much you can do to fix it, really, but it is slightly better. We're going to invade Transvaal here because they have some gold that has spawned in, and UK recently stopped guaranteeing their independence. To do that, we're going to grab a Hussar from one of our armies, and we will grab 4 generals for our Hussar and put them all on rapid advance so that we can land into South Africa fairly easily here. Okay, they're gonna finish occupying Lorenzo Marx. So now we can use our 1 cavalry battalion that we have here and naval invade into Lorenzo Marx, and then use the rapid advances to hopefully push into Transvaal before they can assign to the front. We'll see how it goes in just a second here. Okay, we're in. It doesn't look Too good right now. Oh no. Oh, are we coming back? No. Oh, yes. We get it. Okay, that looked bad, but we got it in time. Barely. Barely managed to get into Transvaal there, which is definitely very big for us. New day, new Connor. Update 1.8.6 just came out, which results in some different changes that have been added to the game, which are going to slightly impact this run. For example, government administrations are now only 100 construction. However, the biggest change is the thing we just did, like yesterday when I did it, where we naval invaded into Lanzo Marks. If I'm reading the patch notes correctly, that is no longer possible. So that's a bit unfortunate. So you'd have to probably wait for line infantry if you were trying to recreate that in your own run. I've replaced our decrees that we had up here for promote social mobility on Bahrain and Hail with violent suppression and road maintenance in Lorenzo Marks so that we can try to get the port built there because we are barely having any construction allocated to it due to our investment pool being so large. This might be the first time I've seen a secession work how I feel like it's supposed to. This actually looks like a pretty good secession here that seems like how it's supposed to work instead of just having random anarchist uprisings every second that are of the primary culture still. It's going to get crushed by the Ottomans still, of course, though. We passed colonial resettlement here, which is going to be somewhat useful if we put an interest in Niger. We can try to get a border with Benin with it, which could potentially be useful. Just got to colonize this little province of the Niger Delta here, which we should be able to do if we get our interest. Yeah, we can just continue clicking here until we get over there, I believe. Are we just going to continue spawning over there? No, we're not. We just got to keep re-rolling this until we get into the right spot. Okay, we get into the correct spot here, Bahraini Niger Delta, giving us a border with Benin, which could potentially be pretty useful if we want to go to war with them once we get line infantry. I'm pretty sure that if the Ottomans do not protect Egypt in this play, Egypt is going to go free. So this is a bit strange. They are very much not willing to support Egypt here because of ideological differences and stuff. So that's going to be setting Egypt free, which I guess is pretty good for us. Although I don't think we really want Russia to take Lower Egypt from us. So hopefully France can make this war a stalemate or Russian war reps get enforced. I think we kind of want Russian war reps to get enforced here. Let's take a look. Does this set Egypt free? Yep, it does. Well, we just decayed down back into being an unrecognized power, which is, you know, a bit unfortunate. We've lost our interest in Niger because of that. So it'd be pretty unfortunate that we weren't able to keep the amount of prestige we needed. We get a generous invitation to the British Empire. We will, of course, join the Great British Empire, which is going to be, I believe, pretty useful to become a member of the British Empire. We will, of course, try to get back up to being amicable relations with them, because we apparently, I guess, our wars have slightly reduced our relations. Well, we get an anti-Britain lobby. That's, you know, a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. One advantage of being in the British Empire as an unrecognized power, without being an unrecognized region or anything, is a ton of countries from the British Empire can invest in us because they actually have the foreign investment principle. Let's see what principle they pick next. We hope for market unification, I think. They go police coordination. That's not very good at all, but it's certainly a principle that they chose. Yep. Wish they would have chosen a different one, but it's an acceptable principle, I guess. Can we import some iron for this building, potentially? Oh, iron is super cheap, so we just need tools to be expensive? Yeah, okay. Can we export tools? No, we can't. We don't have enough. Given the minting we got, I've decided to change up this building to being a iron frame construction sector. Hopefully that will help some things. We'll also try to move this one up to iron frame, even though it's got very few employees. And we can try to, build a iron mine and stuff down here in Transvaal, because our port just got finished building in Lorenzo Marks. So we now have market access down here, which is going to be pretty nice. We get a petition to enact local police force here, which I don't think we actually want to enact, but we're going to claim that we're going to enact it because otherwise we lose basically the same amount of, or it's not basically the same amount, but we basically all essentially lose a huge amount of approval either way, and we also get that minus legitimate, or no, I think we'll just reject it. It's going to be a bit bad in the short term, but I think it'll be better for that, to do that one. Okay, we get another thing in the British Bahraini Union, the greatest power, greatest lobby ever made, right? We've hit amicable with the UK, and they are not swapping up with cautious, which is a bit unfortunate. We would very much like the UK to stop being cautious towards us, but I guess it's just gonna be like that. Is France cautious with us as well? No, France is actually genial, so maybe we can do some stuff with France. We can actually grant them investment rights. We're maybe kind of, no, we're not that close to near to get a defensive pact or anything with them. Might host their power block embassy though. They're a military treaty. You probably don't want to join it then. But we might actually want to leave the British Empire because they didn't go market unification, and they're being not very nice to our relations. Get the Sepoy mutiny happening over here. Just gonna let India clean up its princely states quite a lot. I don't think there was a Unify Arabia play before. That's interesting. If we had pan nationalism, we could use this war goal to annex country. 338 infamy for annexing big countries. It is pretty insane the infamy cost to do this stuff. I was trying to find a war that Egypt would join against me, and so I could try to take some of their states here, because they've got a defensive pact with France, so we can't just attack them. But I couldn't manage to find such a war, so we are just going to try to invade Orangey here. We'll see how that goes. We have more troops, but they have some conscripts that they could potentially raise, so we want to make sure we can take it as fast as possible here before they can manage to get those conscripts raised up. Portugal sides in here, which was not something I was expecting at all. But we will try our best to take Macau, I guess, from Portugal siding in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but if not, then I will have probably reloaded. So you should be good. Or we should be good, right? Probably. Oh yeah, we gotta remember to add our Take Treaty port on Macau war goal here. We've just researched the line infantry tech, which will be very useful if we can start upgrading to line. But let's see. Okay, we lose the first battle, but maybe once our troops start upgrading to line infantry, we can start winning more battles, potentially. Let's see. Um, we'll see how it goes. We have a 30 advantage, which is pretty substantial. Looks like Portugal is sending troops down, though, so we are gonna need to get ready for that, probably. Okay, looks like we are going to manage to take Orangey. Oh, we get Austria offering to provide military assistance. That's definitely going to be very useful. And how did we get to a battle in Punjab Hills? Okay, well that's that one done. So we can now just start a naval invasion down to Portuguese Lourenço Marques, try to knock them out over here, and then naval invade into Macau. The troops are moving super slow. Oh, what? Our naval invasion just got canceled randomly? Oh, we don't have enough troops in it. That's a bit of a problem. Yeah, we need at least 10,000 troops, and we have 9,000 troops. Maybe we can recover some troops here fast enough. Let's see. Is this guy ever gaining manpower? Seemingly not, which is a bit of a problem. We literally need 2 more manpower to appear in this battalion, but it looks like we are just not going to be able to get that. So, yeah, we're going to have to try to reland here. We're about to take Orangey, which will maybe give us some more troops that we can use. We actually managed to defend all of a sudden. So that is pretty nice. We'll give this army a general and mobilize it. We've gotten up to 100% organization on this. So now we can just wait for landings to come in here. And then we slowly, we're going to send all these troops back to defend our Arabia HQ now, actually, just to try to stop any sneaky landings. But what we're going to do is use the naval invasions to kick them out of all of their tiles they have over there. Okay, we can't move this one over quite yet, but we will just start a new naval invasion with this one stack into this state next, and then, a couple days later, we'll have occupied that state fully, and then cancel again, and get these last two states here. Just ensure we get those done. Okay, with just one more state remaining. This is the greatest strategy of all time. Okay, we've occupied the whole area. So now we can start a naval invasion on Macau without any worries. Just gotta, yeah, we got. I did this last time, but I forgot to send them back. So we just got naval invaded and we couldn't send troops back in time. But this time, looks like we have troops arriving in time to defend the naval invasion, since they didn't allocate enough fleets to have a actually strong naval invasion. Just landed Macau here, which is pretty nice. We can now, I guess, start landing Angola or something, just to try to lower their war support a bit faster. It probably doesn't actually lower it any faster, but we're getting pretty close to them surrendering here. They should surrender the second they go negative, given their peace acceptance right now. They're not actually instant, but it's about to be them accepting. I forgot about the white peace modifier. But we should get ourselves Macau here, which is a pretty nice state to control because it gives us the ability to trade with the Chinese. Or actually, it doesn't yet because we aren't recognized yet. But once we become recognized, we can use this treaty port to trade with the Qing without having to pay tariffs. I'm declaring a war on Geledi here because Egypt is protective towards them. So we're mainly doing this war just so that hopefully Egypt will side against us so we can then conquer stuff from Egypt. Egypt indeed sides against us, exactly as we had hoped. Has our interest in the Nile appeared yet? Not quite, but it should appear any second now. Yep, so we can now conquer the Sinai to get the Suez Canal, which is going to be very useful once we get to 1,000 bureaucracy. And I think we'll also conquer Lower Egypt to try to make their prestige low enough that we can eventually easily subjugate them in the future, along with, I guess, some Egyptian war reparations. Now, this is my second try fighting this war. The first try didn't go very well. I'm going to try landing Eritrea as always, and then figure out what to do with this next one after we successfully land there. Last time it didn't go very well, so hopefully we can make it go better this time. I don't know. Seems like they might have improved the AI quite a bit more from when I last tried to do this. Either that, or it could also be a problem of... What could it also be a problem of? The fact that they don't have the Syria stuff. I don't know. The first push failed horribly, so we'll just move this back and cancel this naval invasion. We probably just need to wait for our second naval base, and then we can try some more stuff once we get that to make this more feasible. Because it seems like it's just not doable with one flotilla here. So we should get our second flotilla in a second here. Yep, we get our second flotilla, so we can split formation. And now we have two flotillas. Okay, we're using our two flotillas here to try to land, or to double land with Middle Egypt and Sinai at the same time. It's actually still possible we double land even if they have all their troops there, right? So this one is going for Middle Egypt, and this one's going for Sinai. This one's slightly too early from what I'd like, but I guess we'll give it a go anyway. See how it goes. No, it doesn't go well. Okay, well we can try that with slightly more same timings, right? Let's see if that works out. Just made a landing here. I'm gonna try a slightly unusual strategy of canceling this army from going there and then waiting a tick and actually sending it into here maybe. Oh, we also want the navies to still be heading over there though. Yeah. Oh, actually this Dongola naval invasion is going to arrive in time, so we can just use this one and send it up to Sinai. Or is Middle Egypt actually better? I'm going to take a save here and try both. Okay, I've just thought of something that has a very, very high probability of working, I think. We're going to try doing both, actually. Oh, this is the wrong army. This is the correct army. Okay, so we're going to start out by landing, sorry, Middle Egypt. Get that one. So now we're going to make sure we don't actually want our troops to arrive in Middle Egypt. Just want to land in Middle Egypt and then cancel the landing and start landing the Sinai instead. Okay, this seems to have somehow magically worked out with them not even going to the front this time. They did go to the front when I tried to go land in just Sinai, but it looks like these shenanigans have managed to magically make them not go on the front. So we can just make our push into Lower Egypt here now. Very nice. We've arrived in Lower Egypt here, which is very big nice. We do want to try our best to landing cheese our way into keeping this land, though, as much as possible. 4 days till they arrive to the front. Okay, they've arrived on the front, so this army is now going to also be on landing cheesing. Yep, we're in this Egypt as well. You should not be on the front, if possible. Okay, we just landed into Dongola, so we've split the front like this. I mean, if we can keep it up like this, we should be good to enforce here. They are at plus 44 war support. The second they go negative, we might have to peace out. I'm not actually sure if we will. We probably can't actually. We might need to negative 100 them because of Galetti being involved, probably. Yeah. Okay, they just took Upper Egypt, so that spaghetti one of our battalions off the front, but we'll just use the other one here and land Upper Egypt before they can assign to the front, hopefully. And yep, we trapped them once again. And we're just gonna keep trying to do that over and over and over again to stop them from making it there in any reasonable amount of time. Yep, they're already at negative 35 war support. They take it back. Okay. Wait, what? We can just assign to this front? No, we don't make it there faster. Okay. Let's just land here again and keep capitulating them. We should be able to win this war. Or, well, take the war goals from Egypt and then white peace. I don't think we can land Galetti. Okay, they've got stuff defending against naval invasions now. So that's not very good. This is very much not very good at all. Well, we can try re-landing with our strategy once again, I guess. We can see how well that will work. Because, yeah, things don't look good. Or things don't look good for us here right now. Because, like, we aren't going to enforce before they take it back. Yep, they take back their capital. Okay, somehow this landing has just worked. And we're just going to get in for free. All right. We occupy just all of northern Egypt here, which they'll definitely cap before they can make it back there from all the way down here in the Blue Nile, all right? They're already at negative 81 war support. Okay, this next tick should be Egypt capitulating out of the war. Yep, we get our amazing territory that we wanted from Egypt here, which somehow puts us in a massive deficit. Oh yeah, it unlocked more construction sectors, looks to be the reasoning for that. Yeah, a load of construction sectors were actually in Lower Egypt. 9K worth, and also government buildings, of course. There's also cost quite a lot for us here. Looks like the convoy cost on this stuff is quite extreme, leading to a very large negative convoy amount. So we will just go up to cargo ports and try to fix that port shortage here, although it will make our income shortage even worse. We'll probably upgrade these to iron frame and then delete 2 of the construction sectors. And then for now, we can probably just ride this negative 15k balance, I guess. We can try to fix it later on. I'm going to white peace with Giladi, partially because I don't think I'm going to be able to land very easily, but also partially because they have a defensive pact with Egypt now. So we're going to be able to fight Egypt whenever we want by attacking Giladi in the future, which seems pretty useful, because otherwise we will have to go through their defensive pact with France, which would be a bit of a difficulty, so we will just wipe peace out of that war. We get this event here that lets us choose some tech progress. We will, of course, choose some tech progress on empiricism. We don't have a significant amount of universities, so the throughput would not be too helpful right now. I'm in a giant deficit, and we've run out of money, so that's just terrible, really. I don't know how we're in such a big deficit. Like, we're making super little amounts of money from these things. That's really bad. We're going to start passing per capita taxation to try to slightly fix it. Know that plus 15k is not true. It's much less than that. It's just wrong. But uh, like it, is it true? Maybe it'll be true. I don't think it's true, but maybe it's true. If it is true, then that'll be the majority of the fix. But we still need like a lot while we're doing that. So I was incorporating this stuff. We just can't start incorporating this stuff. And we need to delete this extra bureaucracy we have. So we're going to try to delete it from areas where we have excess taxation capacity first. So Oman gets all their government administrations cleared out. Versat, I assume, is going to be good to delete as well. Then Zanzibar, I assume we are at above tax capacity here. Yeah, we are. But we'll have to delete this one anyway. That barely changes our number. Wow. The only thing I have thought of that will give us enough money is Qing War reparations while we wait. So we're going to try our best to see if we can get ourselves some Qing War reps here. It's going to be a very hard war, I think, but we just need to land Formosa once to enforce Qing War reps here. So hopefully that's doable, and we hope they put humiliate on us. Yeah, they do put humiliate. I tested this, and that's what they put on last time, although I used a different primary war goal because I wasn't thinking about how easy Formosa would be to land. So humiliate should mean that they have to land us, which we should hopefully be able to defend, because or is Spain not even going to join? Spain isn't even going to join. I guess Qing has the negative 1,000 modifier to calling them in. This might be one of the most lucky things that has ever happened to me ever. We get Heavenly Kingdom spawn here, and it's strong enough that it's going to divert a huge portion of Qing forces to dealing with that. So we might just be able to land China because of that relatively easily compared to normal. Oh, what? Okay, it looks like they no longer have their troops defending, so we can just land, like their navy or anything is defending. We can seemingly just land into Taiwan here. Never mind, they've got 1 troop on defense here. Which we can beat, because it's only got 38,000 manpower compared to our 1,000. So, oh, it's off the front? Never mind, we don't even have to fight it. Alright, we get into Formosa. Like that. Apparently landing Formosa gives us Macau back somehow. I don't understand that at all. But I guess we'll use the fact that we own Macau again to start pushing in from there. We really need China to beat the Heavenly Kingdom still, though. Because otherwise we don't make our monies, you know? And China should, yeah, they're getting easily defeated in their naval invasion. And our landing here is going, or not our landing, our glitch seemingly has gone particularly well. We can just unassign to the front now to continue to have the stack not lose all of its manpower, ideally. That would be bad if we lost all of it. Oh, and then immediately starts another battle. Great. Now, we're not actually going to enforce Liberate Formosa, of course, because we want to be able to land it again in the future. We get our war reparations, so now our economy has been saved for now. We can unpause construction. And, we might actually just want to build purely government administrations so we can try our best to get to 1,000 bureaucracy to try to survey the Suez Isthmus here. Because if we can start surveying that, then that's going to be very big. Because building the Suez Canal will mean 50K tax income, which is giant for a country. Yes, I looked, and it looks like the only requirement we're missing is this. Looks like we already have the required building levels somehow. Maybe it counts trade centers again? I don't know. Looks like I put way too much tech progress into this tech. We'll start working on a different tech. I think empiricism is a good tech to work on. And then maybe we can go into corporate charters, or no, egalitarianism, I guess? No, that's not going to be a good one, is it? We'll go central archives after this, I guess, for the bureaucracy. As we slowly incorporate Lower Egypt, our balance. Oh, what happened? I see what happened. We passed per capita. That's why our balance is so much better now. I thought it was because we were slowly incorporating Lower Egypt, but it looks like per capita has massively increased our balance up like 6K. Pretty nice. I wish that we could have the new king, because once we get a moderate landowner king, I think we can continuously exile our landowner until we eventually get a minoritarian traditionalist. If you look into our landowner interest group here, you can see they're pretty likely to roll a minoritarian traditionalist, which would be very good for us, because then we can start trying to pass a total separation with that. We're only 2.5K away from running a positive balance without the Chinese war reps. Oh, we're already down to 2K without it. So yeah, once we finish incorporating Lower Egypt and we get rid of this recently conquered modifier and we finish the fixing up our tax capacity there, it looks like our balance is going to be back to being fine again, which is going to be very nice. We just got to get to 1,000 bureaucracy. That's why we're building bureaucracy for the most part here, because once we get to 1,000, we can start surveying the Suez. And once we build the Suez Canal, we can have some very nice stuff like, what was it that we needed? The plus 100 prestige it gives. We'll like basically instantly employ it because of the literacy is like not too bad because we have promote social mobility on it, and it's going to be accepted pops, I believe. Yeah, they're all tier 3 at the minimum, so they should be perfectly fine to be employed by the Suez Canal. Now at the point where we're running a positive balance without the war reps, and I think we have the war reps for quite a bit longer. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we have it for 26 more months. So let's sort by job seekers. Yeah, Lower Egypt just seems like the best place to build. No, we'll build it in Zanzibar because of infra reasons. We'll build 2 construction sectors there to try to up our amount of construction we can use here, because right now the investment pool can't even really drain. I'm gonna go ahead and invade the Cosmid state here. Oh, never mind, we have too high of relations with them. Oh, okay, well we'll start damaging relations so that we can eventually annex the Cosmid state. Actually, we could just protectorate them and then tributary them. Oh, they're being protected by Russia. What? Okay, considering the current relations, we're just going to try declaring a war on them here and see if we can do that fine, or if that's going to result in too much Russian interference, I suppose. See how that goes. Russia should now be able to be allowed to sway in. They are at 0 relative preference, so you'd think they probably side in, but maybe they don't. Oh, maybe they don't. Okay, well that's going to be nice. We get a tributary here, which we eventually can reduce autonomy into a vassal so that it'll get annexed after we form into Arabia or potentially even just Yemen. Yeah, I think we'll just form into Yemen to annex them, probably. Okay, they just backed down, so never mind. No war. Just free tributary here. She'll start improving relations with them now that they are our tributary. They were only paying us about 900, so I reduced subject payments on them, which I think in 1.8.4 they changed this, so it now gives a flat negative 0.05 Liberty Desire reduction instead of it being a percentage change. So it's now much more viable, especially because it also they decrease the amount of money it reduces it by. So I think you generally reduce subject payments now. Oman just gets a claim on Zanzibar when that guy dies, regardless of if he even owned Zanzibar when he died. Interesting. Okay, we hit 1K bureaucracy, so we can now start surveying the Suez Isthmus. And yeah, this is the reason that we saved up all those gold reserves and stuff instead of like blasting construction. Because we're gonna lose a lot more than just 1K after we lose our Qing war reps pretty soon here in 8 months. Because we're making, 28K or so from them, 30K, 1K from, or 600 from tributary on Cosmid State. So yeah, once the Chinese war reps run out and the Suez survey is, killing our bureaucracy, a bit of a thing. One thing I would actually like to test out is, have they ever fixed the Suez survey exploit? I'm not going to use it regardless, but I just want to know for the sake of knowledge whether it's been fixed. Okay, it's not been fixed. So yeah, you can see this exploit here is if you have negative bureaucracy generation, you just don't get a penalty to your bureaucracy at all, or you don't get a penalty from lacking bureaucracy at all. It's pretty powerful. Kind of surprised they didn't fix it yet. Kind of thought they would fix it in 1.8, but guess they haven't fixed it yet. Interesting. The next war we're going to do here, because we've run out of infamy, is a good old conquer on Benin, so we can get a border with Sokoto and stuff. We've got our own border with them, with this little piece of the Niger Delta we colonized a while ago, just for this very reason. Now, we have line infantry and they don't, so this should be fairly easy, even though they are going to call in some buddies of theirs. Oh, Britain finally likes us. Okay, we'll take a trade agreement with Britain. Oh, oh, they like us a lot. Oh, we got a lobby opportunity for an alliance? I didn't even notice that we had that. Okay, yeah, we definitely want an alliance here. So we'll definitely take that. That's going to be super useful. Yeah, that's super nice. There's a solid amount of GDP in Yoruba states, so we are going to conquer it as well, even though it is quite a lot of infamy. It'll also help keep out the other European powers from Sokoto and stuff, I guess. So yeah, we're going to do that as our war goals. Just trying to full annex both of these guys. Then we'll grab one of these armies here and send it over here so that we can then put our fleet over there as well and try to naval invade into them potentially as well. Sure, we'll take that option, I guess. We're 6 months away from completing the Suez Isthmus survey. All right. I think our gold reserves, yeah, they're plenty to sustain us through this. Okay, turns out we cannot push, so we will just put all of our soldiers on defense and try to defend until the naval invasion hopefully saves us. Okay, we're about to land with our naval invasion. Oh, they sent stuff back in time. Dang. Okay, well, we'll cancel our naval invasion then. And then try to time this so that both will arrive back to this point at the same. Yes, that looks really promising. Let's try landing again now. Let's see how that goes. Do they? Oh, they still have guys on landing defense. Okay, never mind. We'll just wait till they take those guys off landing defense then. Okay, we're just gonna mobilize some conscription here because I can't manage to land anything. So conscripts should do the job in managing to make us win this war, hopefully. Oh yeah, we've already gained like 2K manpower from them. So this should be the way we can win this war, I think. Okay, now we have our conscripts coming up here, and I took a defensive battle, so we are gonna get into Benin here in just a second once this battle completes. Okay, we've finally finished surveying the isthmus as well. Suez Canal, get building. Yeah, we'll start building that Suez Canal. It's gonna take a long time to get built though. Might build a little bit more construction to try to build it faster, probably. Actually, I think there's more construction in Benin for us to use. Okay, that war is now finished, so we control both these states. Now we have a huge bureaucracy surplus, so we can start incorporating all this stuff again. And we still have leftover bureaucracy. That's, building the Suez Canal made us build tons of bureaucracy, so we can just incorporate everything now. Should be pretty nice to get these territories incorporated, which have really good GDP per capita, almost equal to Lower Egypt's. So what's our reinvestment up to here? 41K. You can see that the new reinvestment multi going up to 50 million is really helping us a lot here. We would only have like what, 18K reinvestment here without that, so it's helping us out a ton here. With those extra construction sectors, we are actually hitting our cap of how much we can add to the Suez Canal, so it will get built in just a couple of years, which is pretty nice. So apparently the British are knowledge sharing to us, which I didn't know that was a thing you could do to members of your bloc, which are not subjects. And we're not a British subject, right? Yeah, we're not. But if you look here, you can see we're getting knowledge sharing from, I assume, the British, right? It's gotta be the British. Didn't know you could do that to power block members that weren't your subject. Like, what is even the point, right? Will it tell us if we hover over this? No, it won't tell us who's knowledge sharing to us. Bit weird. Great war over Morocco here. Russia just sided against UK here. See how it goes for them. The Ottomans declared bankruptcy a couple of years ago, which means their prestige is relatively low, to the point where we might actually be able to protectorate them pretty soon here after we get our Suez Canal built and they become unrecognized, which is going to happen in a second. In 1866, I believe they become unrecognized if they haven't completed Tanzimat, which of course they haven't. It's like basically impossible to complete Tanzimat unless you suppress separatism, which they didn't do because they got the Bulgarian uprising, right? And they didn't reclaim, no, they did reclaim Egypt. So maybe it's possible, but like the AI can't do it, probably. I think you need Tanzimat education or urbanization if you're not going to complete suppress separatism. You gotta love some government slaves, 6 ducats. Which construction sectors of ours are using government slaves? Are these ones? Uh, governments. No, no, not this one. Maybe in Lower Egypt. I know there are some slaves getting imported there. No, I don't know whether we're using slaves. Okay. Um, we finished colonizing it by simply having everyone else finish colonizing it, of course. So we can start incorporating the Bahraini Niger Delta. Suez Canal just got built and it's employing up super fast. Let's take a look at oh, is it hit? No, it's not at qualifications yet, but looks like it almost has. Anyway, I think we can build the Suez Canal now as a company, I mean, right? Oh no, we can't. What do we need? Only one building level can be transferred to the company? Oh no. Need to figure out this shenanigans. Okay, we're going to try to build 4 shipyards here, and we'll see if that will fix it. We are in a bit of a deficit here, though. Might need to go take some more Qing war reps. Or we could try to stack consumption taxes, I guess. We'll put one on services and one on tobacco. That has mostly fixed the deficit, seemingly. After temporarily upping government and military wages, we've become an unrecognized major power, which is big nice. Of course, the main reason you're able to do this is because of our increase to this plus 77 from the Suez Canal, really carrying our prestige here. Okay, we're going to do a war on Russia here for recognition, as you always have to do. It is simply the law that you must fight Russia for recognition, as always. Let's see, who exactly are we going to have to go up against? Spain, Sardinia, Piedmont. We're going to side with Russia here potentially. Of course, liberate Yakutia, Kamchatka, and Russian war reparations are, of course, our war goals. We may need to conscript those guys, but let's not do that for now unless we decide that that's going to be necessary. we'll just start mobilizing all of our battalions here in preparation for this war, because they are probably going to start naval invading us. Now, is this stuff incorporated yet? No, all this stuff is 20-year incorporation. So we can leave that stuff behind, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be counting for enforcement against us. Oh, they put Lower Egypt Treaty Port as their war goal. Interesting. So the potential headquarter location for the Suez Canal Company just changed to Lower Egypt all of a sudden. So I, oh, it's based on trade center volume. That's the reasoning. It all makes sense now. It's all based on the trade center volume. Isn't it? I'll take a look at. I'll test that. I'll test if it's based on that. I tried my best to figure out what the reasoning is. I can't figure it out. I tried deleting the trade centers. It stayed in Lower Egypt. So I just don't know the reasoning. Looks like no one ended up supporting Russia. I guess Russia was confident enough that they could win without them. So that's going to be pretty nice for us. Let's grab one of our Lancer battalions. Okay, this one is a Cuirassier battalion, so good enough. We'll go ahead and land it into Kamchatka, and that should hopefully be easy recognition, although I assume Russia is going to try to counterland us. Well, it's Finland, okay. Just got the journal entry for constructing the Suez Canal done, which means we've hit 90% employment in the canal. Pretty nice. It gives you, is this scaling? No, it's not scaling. I was like, if this is scaling, that would be pretty weird, because you only get the bonus to migration attraction to get people to employ up it afterwards, but it's not scaling. That makes more sense. Finland's going to easily fail their naval invasion because they don't have enough. This is a bit of a mistake. We were not supposed to have done that. Just need to push over there, and then we'll be able to start enforcing on Russia. Okay, it looks like this was not too far that they assigned troops to it, so we are good. You can see they just don't assign to this front for some reason. I'm not really sure what in the code makes these troops that are right here not want to assign to this front, but it's always very nice when they do not assign. The second they go negative, we should be able to enforce like this, because you don't actually need every single war goal to be enforced. In order to get recognition, you just need 2 liberates and war reps. This is oh, Britain can't get involved in this independence war. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a potentially quite a lot of the British Raj getting taken away here if they lose, because they can't get the British can't support them because of the subject of subject restriction, where you can't support a subject of your subject, right? You can get an obligation from the British Raj here, actually. That would be pretty substantial. Transfer Jammu? No. I think we'll just stay out of it. We'll see how it goes. I think we want them to win their independence war, but it doesn't really matter too much. I was thinking like something looks off in these Prussian borders, but it all makes sense now. They've taken over Brunswick, Schamberg, Lippe, and Lippe for some reason. Oh, and Bavaria and Rhineland. Prussia looks really weird to me. So I figured out that that's what the reasoning for why they look so weird was. Finally, the first actual Russian naval invasion instead of just being Finnish. But it's not gonna be, or it's not even gonna arrive in time before you capitulate, Russia. Come on, you gotta send your naval invasions earlier, so I actually have some threats. It's Jober for Russia here. They're about to capitulate in just a second, I believe. Yep. Get our good old release done here, and the Bahraini British Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. Bahrain becomes recognized. We're now the 9th major power in the world, just behind the Netherlands and Spain. Alright, so we can now subjugate the Ottoman Empire, right? Make protectorate. It's 52 infamy. How close are they to becoming an unrecognized major? It probably doesn't happen during the war, right? Well, there's only one way to find out if it happens during the war, and that is to fight the war. Britain is negative 45 for supporting us. I wish they were a bit more willing to support us. A bit unfortunate, because I don't know if we can even win without them, so we might need to call them in for something here. Looks like we can't. Oh, they're only negative 15 now. Okay, never mind. So we can just call them in with call ally. big nice. Need Britain to help us out here so we can make sure we enforce before they somehow become an unrecognized major or something, right? Maybe we could win a long, drawn-out war, but it would require a bunch of landing, which would not be very fast. So we'll call ally on Britain here, and we will not give Egypt, Lower Egypt, to support us. We'll take some Ottoman war reparations, though. The play was looking like it was going to be pretty tough because the British weren't signing anything, but the Ottomans just backed down. So that's incredibly convenient for us, because I was kind of scared that we maybe weren't going to be able to win that war because everything is not looking too great for us. But, we'll put an interest into North Germany here so we can start rivaling a bunch of guys here. Because we do want some influence. We lost being able to rival the Victorian Lake countries now, so we gotta start rivaling the North German countries instead, I guess. Okay, we can now start rivaling a couple of these guys over here for just a little bit of influence. Bring us up to solid 500 influence. Actually, we can rival two Sicilies, Serbia and Greece as well. Bring us up to a solid 1.2 thousand influence. Now, the main reason we subjugated the Ottomans is, I believe, when you form a country, it gives you all of their states that are within the formation. So we should just get all these states from the Ottomans after we form, assuming we make them a puppet before we form. Keeping the Ottomans loyal is going to be pretty tough. They gain quite a lot of liberty desire here from economic dependence being 0 right now. It's very bad. Gonna need to try to keep them loyal here. This is probably gonna be somewhat tough. What? How is our balance so big? How? What has happened to make our balance so big? Were the Ottoman getting in the Ottoman market was really that strong? Huh? Oh, I see part of this is from Russian war reps, so it makes a bit more sense. Still feels like this is a little bit more than I would have expected, though. Put a little bit of construction anyway, though. Try and utilize this newly found stuff. You really need to get the Ottomans' GDP down or something here, because this is a big problem that the Ottomans are so close to us in prestige, so it's very tough to keep them loyal. These are some pretty wacky Benelux borders. We got Belgium and Limburg, we got Big Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, of course. France just owning, like, Flanders, but, like, not this little bit of Wallonia here. It looks so kind of weird. I've tried a bunch of times here, and I can't get a minoritarian traditionalist. Well, that's a lie. I actually can get a minoritarian traditionalist if I were to exile right now. But then he dies in a month. Yeah, he dies like basically instantly. I don't know how, but he just does. So that's not very nice. Not very big nice. So I guess we're just gonna pass religious schools instead of trying to pass total separation followed by pub schools. Oh, great. Reduced subject payments are... No, maybe this isn't bugged. Maybe this isn't bugged. Maybe it's only not working because we're bankrolling them instead of them actually being a subject type that pays in, but we're not actually getting the bonus from it. That's a bit unfortunate for sure. Once we go under 25 infamy, at least those guys will stop going up. But Ottomans are getting so much liberty desire from everything. So we'll need to continue working on them quite a lot before they start going down. We might just have to try to grant them a bunch of states in order to get them leaving the anti-Dutch League, sure. Mega Togur out here colonizing Algeria. Get religious schools, which is pretty big nice for that 10 education access. Makes our promote social mobility is less necessary. We need to have some literacy outside of the states we're doing that in. I'm going to start funding lobbies in the Ottoman Empire and Cosmid State, and I guess bankrolling Ottomans as well. I want to try to minimize liberty desire as much as I can. Interesting. For Ottomans, it does actually reduce their liberty desire to reduce subject payments. Oh, I guess it's because they're paying us war reps? No, they aren't, right? Because we didn't, they backed down, so the war reps didn't apply. I actually have no clue what the difference is. Weird. We're getting huge liberty desire from our prestige not being high enough. Maybe we actually are supposed to go up on government wages here. Yeah, I think we are supposed to go up on government wages here to keep them more loyal. No, we can't even make it to the 1.5x breakpoint, so it's probably not worth it actually. Well, I think we're just gonna keep researching pan-nationalism, and then I think we'll actually just use the Unify Arabia diplo play on Egypt. Actually, they've got the defensive pact with France, so can we? I don't know if it's a wargle you can add, like, it's probably not a wargle you can add, right? You have to declare for it, because we have to declare on Galetti, right? It's a bit of a problem. Oh, it looks like France actually deleted most of their military, so UK is actually stronger militarily, so maybe we'd be good. Does every British Indian revolt make it turn into Indian culture? I thought that was just some of the revolts. Interesting. Because, yeah, you can see it's got all these new cultures now in the revolting state. I thought that was just the Indian National Movement rev, but I guess it's every rev. Prussia versus France. Looks like Prussia is going to lose. Get cut down to size here. Oh, they've managed to work out a peace agreement that I assume didn't involve them getting cut down to size because they now control Hesse. Well, I guess it's slightly better for Germany than this looks so cursed. From joining our bloc, the Ottomans are getting GDP super fast, which is a bit of a problem for us because, you know, it makes it very hard to keep up the economic dependence. But I think that the plan is to just grant them a bunch of states in Egypt to reduce their liberty desire, make them into a puppet, and then form Arabia, which will annex all of the stuff within the Arabia formation that they control, which should quite significantly reduce their prestige level. Like all this stuff, if we get all of it and they lose it, surely that should be enough, right? Probably. Time for round two with the Indian subjects versus Raj. I need something to spend my infamy on, so I guess we're invading Zulu while we wait to research pan-nationalism to test out if we can somehow win a war like that. If not, if... Oh, great. Oh, great. Forgot we can't sign to this front. Um, we can probably still win this war, right? Just need to have these two troops valiantly defend while we get a naval invasion in just the right time, right? We need a Lancer, which is headed over to this area, which will hopefully be right down here at the right time so we can land. And hopefully they can split up their army. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Just need to hope that they don't in time, right? And then we should be good. It's headed the wrong way. Great. Okay, they're sending stuff back to defend against my naval invasion in time. So what we're going to try doing is, can we reassign the home HQ to here? No. Okay, well that's not very nice. Um, hmm. Are these troops leaving this HQ? No. Okay, well what we can do, I guess, is start conscripting within this area and take out all the conscripts from outside of this area, right? So let's go ahead and delete these line infantry conscripts on this army and put them all into here so that we can hopefully defend, right? Okay, we'll start raising the conscripts and hopefully that will be a way we can start to turn the tides of the war. So Britain just asked me to get a guaranteed independence to join them in this play. We're gonna hold this in the corner. We just joined them for a guarantee of independence in this play. I know guarantees of independence are, at least they were bugged in 1.7 to where they give increased acceptance for swaying into someone being the defender. So in theory, Britain should be able to give us more now. Yes, and you can see plus 50 from guaranteeing our independence. This is the most balanced, it's the most logical reasoning in the world, right? You know, just clearly guaranteeing someone's independence means that you'd be willing to give them territory, right? Make sure there's nothing ridiculous they're willing to give me before we choose the obvious choice here. Yeah, none of this looks too ridiculous. So we're of course just going to be taking the crucial states here so we can get all of Arabia unified. Okay, we got pan-nationalism. So once we're done with this war in Zulu, we will give this a try and see if we can invade Egypt, or we might actually we'll test and see if we can unify Arabia and then without British support. If we can't, then we'll just wait for Britain to finish out these wars, of course. We need to fight a war with Egypt here, but I found Ottomans are siding against us. Got a little bit of a plan for that. We'll just enforce military access them into that war, and thus they should not be allowed to side against us, right? So we should just be golden from that, I think. There shouldn't be anything they can do to side against us, given that they are in a play on our side. So nice little workaround right there. Need to hire some more generals to assign to our various fronts we've got here. We're managing to win the first battle here in Middle Egypt. Oh, but they're winning the push against us as well. So it's very close, for sure. Looks like I'm going to win that naval battle, though, and then we can try to land Middle Egypt immediately afterwards, which should hopefully help secure us the victory here, because they'll have to pull off some troops to defend. Oh, never mind, they already have troops defending against it. Let's put all these guys on defense real quick, so we can let them regain org and stuff. Seems like a good idea for sure. We'll enforce military access on the Ottomans again, to hopefully get them to help us out over here, right? That should be pretty big. Get our troops from the Hejaz front have just arrived, so we get our first offensive battle again, or next offensive battle, and it's a pretty big success, seemingly. We can start mobilizing a couple more troops to send over to the front, and Egypt should be just pretty doomed here. We can get the water tube boiler progress, which will be somewhat helpful. We are at a 45 advantage though, so this front should just eventually get pushed, surely. We were finally able to put in the Suez Canal Company here, but more importantly, if we just capitulate out of this war real quick, we can go into this play here, and we could get a bankroll, but what we're going to take, I believe, here, let's look and transfer states real quick. There's some pretty nice states we could take here, but I think we're going to take British East Africa as our thing we want, which is going to be very nice. That'll give us a border with Ethiopia and stuff. Okay, we've pushed into the capital of Egypt, so they're now going to capitulate pretty soon here, I believe. Just need to wait a little bit longer here, and then they should be willing to capitulate. Probably not immediately, but oh yeah, next tick. Okay. We get the good old annexation on Egypt there. And now we should have, yeah, Bahraini East Africa as well. Everything is really starting to go our way. Now, finally, can capitulate out of that war now. And now we're out of all of our wars. In case you're wondering, when I figure out that unifications are bugged to only have only unrecognized powers can do unifications, now is when I figured that out in the game. I think I'm going to put a little thing at the start of the video that explains that I was wrong about this, because at the very start of the video, I say that that was the reason that I decided to play Bahrain. But we're already so long into this playthrough that there is no going back at this point. Yeah, I spent almost an hour trying to figure out what the cause of unification working in some of my tests, but not others. And the only common factor I could figure out is recognition. Apparently, if you're recognized, it doesn't annex subjects. If you're unrecognized, it does annex subjects. Why does it work like that? Who knows? To make up for this great injustice, I've just started evangelizing with them, which gave them -10 liberty desire. We're going to continue doing everything we can. Here, we're going to continue granting them as many states as I can till they become a puppet, and then we will grant Hejaz their states, and then use a Unify Arabia play on Hejaz. Yeah, we'll grant them as much as we can, because they should already get the population cap anyway, I'm pretty sure. So it shouldn't matter. But yeah, this is what had to be done, you know. I wasn't really planning on choosing this, but it turns out This is just required because I had no clue that this was how unifications work now. If I knew this, then I wouldn't have gotten recognition. I would have just went for the unification first, right? But I didn't realize this was going to be the thing, so now we gotta live with the consequences of that poor figuring out by Connor. So yeah, we'll just turn the Ottomans into a puppet now and start granting all of their states to Hejaz. Turns out you can only use the Unify Arabia Diplo play, which is the reason we want to use the Unify Arabia play instead of the Annex Subject play is because the Annex Subject play will make our other subjects more disloyal. So we actually need to feed the stuff to Cosmid State, because they are the correct autonomy level to where we can actually use Unify Arabia against them. Okay, now we've given all of our stuff over to Cosmid State, or all of Ottoman stuff to Cosmid State. We will go ahead and send them an annexation request, which they deny. You want to increase autonomy? You crazy? Getting support independence by the Ottoman Empire? You mean that terribly weak country? Crazy, bro. You don't have a chance. You're not even supported by a real country. Where did our conscripts go? I thought I had like a million conscripts in one of these armies. Where did they go? Is it in a one stack? Yeah, it is. It's in the army from South Africa. Alright, just need to put everything on these fronts and we should be able to defeat the Cosmid state here relatively easily, I believe. Because they only have like 29 troops, so our conscript should easily be enough to defeat them, I think. Oh, we should have accepted Trucial States increase for higher autonomy. We're supposed to give them this so we can then use Unify Arabia on them in a second. Yeah, we should give these guys protectorate status so that we can unify Arabia on them once our truce is up. I'm such a fool. I'm a fool. Okay, we need more troops to help defend the Yemen front itself. How are these 18 troops barely beating 7? Wow, these guys are actually recruiting skirmish. Looks like we're gonna be able to get a landing in here on their capital, which should mean that we start enforcing relatively quickly. Although, you know, we are still going to need to ensure we manage to defend this front up here in order to not lose, right? But that shouldn't be too difficult, I believe. Just need to hold out for a little bit. Getting pretty close to... Oh, yeah, we don't want to give them increased Ottoman autonomy, really, though. If we could just not give that, we would be pretty good here. Okay, yep, there we go. Annex Cosmid State. There's that war done. Now our next war will be Unify Arabia against Oman, which is just 2 tiny treaty ports, but Ottoman Empire is demanding a greater degree of autonomy. No, you do not get that. You must just be the little capital of the Ottoman Empire. Britain is offering to provide military assistance. Sure, we will of course take that. But yeah, we do need to actually naval invade them. That would be pretty important to win the war. So let's just send a naval invasion to their capital over here in Bombay. Forgot we need to go reincorporate a bunch of stuff here because, you know, we lost incorporation on it, and we also just have a bunch of territory that we didn't have before, so we'll start incorporating something like that, and we'll also start building government administrations, like, oh, these areas have huge turmoil. That makes a lot of sense that they have huge turmoil, but, yeah, we need to find an area that doesn't have quite so huge turmoil. Maybe Zanzibar? Yeah, Zanzibar, probably good as a place. Giving away Lower Egypt was a bit of a mistake there, because it did massively increase our radicalism there. We might really just need to fight a rev to get rid of this radicalism. Okay, we annex Arabia there, getting us another little piece of the Arabian unification. Now we just need to wait for our truces to run out with these two guys, and then declare to unify Arabia on them. I mean, we can actually unify Arabia on Darfur, but I think we want to wait for our claim on them, right? Probably just better to use the claim. In fact, it would have been better to use claims on these guys, right? Unless we want to annex Persia with them to get like a big Arabia. Maybe we want to annex Persia with them. That would be pretty big nice. No, I think we'll just annex Persia the normal way. We shouldn't have granted these guys higher autonomy, actually. We should have just used return state on them, I think. Or no, we have too high relations to return state them, I guess. Probably could have damaged relations, though. I don't know. I don't know if these kinds of movements delete radicalism when they're just secessionist, but if they do, then we're very happy with getting this movement because it will delete tons of radicalism that we currently have. I'm gonna take Malta, I guess, in this way here to join the British here. Malta will be a slightly nice thing to steal from the Brits as we slowly expand the Bahrain Empire. We got the Great Zulu Uprising happen, I just didn't notice it. So we're gonna try our best to naval invade it or something. What? Never mind. I guess we're not naval invading it. Um, we'll try naval invading it with this army, I guess. We'll see what we can do. Need to find something we can do here for sure. I don't think there was any war goals on us. Oh, was there? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna reload. I reloaded to before we lost, before I capped out of that war with China, because I realized, you know, we don't want to lose our treaty port if possible. It'd be nice to keep it. We've got the military advantage on the Transvaal front here, so we should hopefully be able to push in. Oh, it looks like they just unassigned everything from naval invasion defense, so we'll try re-naval invading them. Oh, do we get a landing in here? Yes? No. Dang. We actually got 65% of the way though, and we get to keep that, so we can then try to re-land, and then maybe we'll be good this time. Yeah, it looks like it maybe is. Oh yeah, that's not going to the HQ. Okay, we should be good. No, we're not. Great. How how are they like defending these battles at all? Should not even be close, surely. We've got like way more manpower than them. Luckily, France is about to capitulate here. That's gonna be pretty nice. Not France, China is about to capitulate here. So that's gonna be nice. Getting out of that war. So we will have our treaty port with China back in our possession. Forgot to mention it, but my OBS stopped working. I landed in Zulu and then they capitulated. It did not fix our radicalism, unfortunately. And I hoped it was going to, but looks like it has not. So we have got huge turmoil throughout our country, which we're going to need to try to find a way to fix, hopefully. We're going to take a British bankroll from this sway here. It's going to be pretty nice to have a bankroll. What in the world is this event? Huh? What? Okay. Very weird event. AI North German Federation with the Baltics included. Okay, we're gonna launch a Unify Arabia play against Hejaz here. And then in a second, I think we can launch one against the Trucial States in October. So yeah, once this play is done escalating pretty much. I'm gonna go down to high taxation so that less of our pops are below expected minimum, hopefully. Because we were getting a little bit of radicalism from below expected minimum. And I don't think we like that very much, because that's not good for business, you know. Landowners petition government, dedicated police force. We could pass that, I guess. It's 200 bureaucracy though. That's so much. No, it's so much negative approval too, though. I'm gonna take it the negative approval though, I think. Now that we've killed the head jazz, our name is in a very cool place here. Anyways, well, I mean, the smart thing to do here is subjugate Persia and then feed their states to trucial states, right? But, but that would make our Arabia so much cooler because we'd like basically have united Islam, right? Where's religions map mode? Not quite, 'cause I guess this stuff is also Sunni, but we'd come much closer if we did that. Hmm. I mean, I don't know what we do here. We can just protectorate Persia, I suppose. It's 34 infamy, that's a lot. Are we gonna drop down to being a major power soon? 156 days? That would quite substantially reduce the cost, I believe. Yeah, it's quite a lot of infamy to subjugate these guys, which would be the way that we would then we grant them states till they get down below 50 liberty desire, and then you would grant all their states to trucial states and unify Arabia on trucial states. I don't think we're gonna do that. We'll just unify Arabia on trucial states right now here. They do not accept, unfortunately. So they must be annexed aggressively, unfortunately for them. Rip, 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 rip. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to last for very long. Hejaz lasted for a little bit, but these guys are definitely not going to be able to last at all. Well, now that we've done this Diplo play here, I guess we could become a major power real quick to protectorate Persia for cheaper. I was going to just form Arabia, but I think we don't want prestige right now so that we can become a major power again real quick. So we only need to be down from the 40 days, and then we can just attack Persia for the cheap. From decaying down into major power, we lower the infamy cost on this by about 5. We'll just declare this play against Persia here, and then we'll form Yemen first to get the extra prestige here, and then just quickly form into Arabia. Which actually, did that give us like homelands on this stuff? What cultures do we have? I don't think it did. Let's check our claims map mode. We've got claims on some stuff. Okay, we can't actually look at it until the war escalates. Okay, looks like we're gonna be able to win this war with Persia easily, of course. Just need to push to the capital of Iraqi Ajami. Tehran is the name of the capital, but the state is called Iraqi Ajami. Just need to push it up, get some British reinforcements, because we were able to call the British into the war. Of course, we're not giving military assistance to Ottoman Empire, aka Eastern Thrace. Persia Protectorate secured. Let's go. The great Arab market grows. If we had Muharramara, we'd control the entire Middle East right now. So what do we have return state CBs on? Oh, we can't do this because we have an alliance with GB. We do have return state CBs on Morocco. Cool. Don't have a claim on Darfur. Thought we did get a claim on Darfur, dang. Okay, well, it's still alright. Let's start damaging relations with Libya, though. And let's return state Tunisia, right? Yeah, this looks good. Return state Tunisia. If Mascara joins, that's going to be amazing for us. Will Mascara actually join? Probably not. But if they did, that would be incredible for us. Um, oh, they do. Let's go. So now we can put return state CBs on the subject of Britain. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Big nice. I'm going to wait for my infamy to go down, and I'm also going to be constructing some boats eventually in the queue here. And once our infamy goes down, we will be declaring a war on Libya, of course, because Libya is going to let us make our way over to Tunisia. I need to pick some rivalries here. I think we'll rival Russia and the Netherlands to get us some more Diplo. These guys are slowly going bankrupt. Mascara is at 2.4 million debt, and Tunis is at 90k debt. They're both slowly going up. Like if we check right now, they're already at 104k. So these guys are eventually going to go bankrupt, and then it should be, fairly easy to land them, probably. Okay, I've noticed we're in this war with Tunis that we're going to lose. Only one chance. Full NX Tripolitania here. And then also, we will be doing some shenanigans to land, or to double land into Mascara here, which then will full annex Mascara, and then after we walk our way through Tripolitania, we'll be able to fight Tunis and hopefully actually be able to, win. Because, yeah, things don't look very good right now. But they could not look bad, if we just invaded Tripolitania and double landed Mascara, right? So double land should finish, or should start as soon as this battle finishes. Now we're going to call in the British into this play. Can we call in the Austrians for something reasonable? What states do you actually want? Let's see. Oh, it's something really low. Arab Montenegro. We could give them that, but I don't think we need to. It's just Spain versus UK, right? So that shouldn't be too bad. Um, why are we not getting in with our other army? Oh, morale is not high enough. Does this battle stay in for a little bit longer? Yeah, it's going to stay in for a little longer. Uh, okay, we should be good. Just need to find whichever battalion does not have full manpower. Oh, we can't delete them because of the secession. No, a secession is actually killing us here. New army. Find the battalions without morale. Send them away. Why can we not do this? Oh, because it's involved in an ongoing naval invasion. Okay, we'll cancel the naval invasion first. Then transfer out the two low morale troops. And then restart the naval invasion, I guess. Surely this works, right? Now these troops should have 100% morale, I think. Take a look. Oh, that's not 100%. Never mind. Okay, let's kill the rest of these guys. They don't have high morale. Okay, finally, we have 100% morale on these troops. So we can land successfully this time, right? Yes, we're in. Okay, now we just need to push, 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 and cancel this naval invasion. So hopefully, yes, they reassign everything, and we can start landing again. And hopefully they don't reassign, so we can then full land, right? We just need our troops to regain morale. Just taking way too long. It should be taking way less time than this, please. Please take less time. That would be very nice if you took less time to gain morale. Okay. So now this naval battle is distracting our navy. Great. Okay, well, we got in eventually. Now we need to try and get ready to land Tripolitania, I think. That war is about to start, right? Yeah, it is. So send troops back, and then we will try to naval invade into Tripoli and stuff here. Okay, yep, this has begun. So naval invade into Tripoli and naval invade into Libya, something like that. The Ottomans started a naval invasion on Tunis, which I don't think that's good for us, because we would have liked to start a naval invasion on Tunis ourselves quite a lot, but we can't if the Ottomans started it. Hmm. Yeah, this doesn't look too great at all. Um, how can we possibly fix this? I don't know. Grab this 46 stack and travel it to this front. It just needs to push fast enough to win. They started an offensive battle and it was a failure. Now our troop is here. We have such a big advantage on this front. Just put max generals, and surely we can win. This is one of the closest wars I've ever fought. Come on, -84 war support we're at, but we're gonna barely make it, I think. It's so close. 50%? 75%. Yes! Yes, we did it. Okay. Finally. That's the second attempt at this. Oh, now we have an uprising. Great. Let's go deal with the uprising, I guess, then. Okay. That was a pretty crazy war. But it's finally over. And Tripoli got annexed as well. We are Big Arabia. Well, the Greek uprising is going to get crushed here in a second. Interesting that Trabzon went to them. That state isn't majority Greek, is it? Yeah, it's not. Barely any Greeks live there, in fact. Yeah, weird that that state went to them. There's some uprising happening in Arab East Africa, and we need to go deal with that. This is insane how little coal there is in the Middle East. Wow, it's just in Persia and Turkey. None in Egypt or anything. Crazy. We're landing behind the native uprising here because we would not like Arab East Africa to lose its great land. Yep, we land into the Bemba uprising. So yeah, the uprising should get crushed now. It is indeed getting crushed. Big nice. Getting the Suez Canal Company to prosperity would be pretty nice. Is there any way we can up the productivity on these buildings potentially? Would it go up if we did this? No. Hmm. Need the productivity to go up a little bit. Another secession, and I thought I fought a secession against these guys like 2 microseconds ago. What happened? Why do you keep seceding? I've realized that I was supposed to be colonizing some more, so I've set up colonies in all the areas that we don't have a penalty in. Let's build a port here, I guess, so we can actually um, colonize into that. But yeah, we're gonna finish up some colonization here. Might end up invading Ethiopia. Wait, do we have the tag Arab Empire? No, Absolute Empire. Okay, that makes some more sense. Might want to annex Ethiopia here for some cleaner borders. I don't know how we want our borders to end up looking. Probably want to make these guys a little bit happier though. That would be good for getting them to be a puppet, so we have more green. More green, more good, right? Except if it's Russian green, then it's bad. I'm gonna try to ban slavery. That seems like a pretty nice thing we could do. Or I don't really like having slaves, you know. They're pretty rude, those slave things. Russia's trying to regime change Persia. Wait, there's literally nothing that's going to be changed. It usually shows here what's going to be changed. So that means literally nothing is being changed by this, I think. We're running a big positive balance. So I think, well, I'm going to start incorporating everything. And I think we'll go up on the education, or the Colonial Affairs Institution, I guess. And then we're going to, I think, build a large military with our extra balance. That seems like a good thing to invest in. So we can then attack Russia and stuff. Seems pretty big, nice, right? Build up a ton of military and stuff. More military, more good. Dang, we lost our abolitionist Sunni ulema, so we're gonna have to cancel passing slavery ban, I think. Because without the abolitionists, it's gonna be pretty tough to pass it. Russia dropped out of GP? What? How is Russia throwing this hard? How is their GDP so flat when they have no military? What is this debt? Russia is doing so bad this game. Wow. They haven't been able to modernize at all. Yeah, it's a lot of debt for sure, considering that they have no military as well, pretty much. So we're going to be taking Arabistan eventually once we finish building up our military. Our balance is so positive. Wow. I guess incorporating all that stuff just, gives you a lot more balance. So you know what? Let's just build like a little bit more construction as well. Just a little bit. What does this do if it just increases interest group profit direction to all interest groups? Surely that does nothing, right? Wouldn't they just cancel out? Or is it possible for ops to support zero interest groups? Maybe it is. Please, Japan, lower my infamy by 10. You know you must do it. Come on, Japan. You know what you must do. Yes, they did it. They lowered my infamy by 10. I love it. I'm gonna start passing healthcare. That seems like a pretty nice thing to give my people, right? You gotta give them some healthcare. I'm sure they love some healthcare. Roughly 10% of our buildings are owned abroad. Or, I mean, no, more than 10% of our buildings are owned by private investors, which, is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll fight a forced nationalize wargle, a fight forced nationalize on the British eventually, but we will need to, what's it called? Have the British kick us out of their power block for me to decide to do that. As long as they don't kick me out, I will stay with them and not do that to them. That would be very mean of me. We'll go steel frame buildings, I guess. Maybe mutual funds as well. Wow, our balance is still positive after all those construction sectors? Okay, we'll just spam even more construction sectors in the areas where we fixed our turmoil from revolutions, I guess. I'm gonna turn Persia into an opium plantation, partially so that we can, what's it called? Partially so that we can get some opium to use for our market, but also just for liberty desire reduction in Persia by getting more economic dependence up here. I've been building some bureaucracy up for this, but we finally passed public health insurance, so we're going to go up on education and health system institutions a little bit. Gotta get our standard of living up a little bit, along with our education. Our people must read. This is why I hate the new reinvestment changes. We had like 65K reinvestment when we had like 12 mil GDP. But now we have less than that at this point, or maybe 20 mil, but still we have less. It's like it needs to scale in a way where even at like 10 million GDP, you're down to like a 2x, and by 20 million, it's like 1.5x to where so that there's never a point where you're losing more reinvestment than you're gaining. Like it's just so wrong. We've just unlocked steel frame buildings, so we can start turning those on, I guess. Probably Lower Egypt will be the best place to turn them on. Gonna need glass and explosives production. Do we have lots of that here? I mean, do we have peasants left here? Yeah, we do still have peasants left here. So more glass and more explosives factories. That is a pretty big revolution in Qing. I checked. Unfortunately, we are not able to subjugate it, I believe. Yeah, it's too far off. Don't think there's any way we're gonna be able to subjugate that. If we could, though, that would be so nice. I wish we could. Oh, it just leveled up to an unrecognized major power anyway. Persia requests an embassy? Sure, Persia, you can have an embassy. We just don't want to hurt our relations too much with them. If we hurt our relations, that would be pretty bad, I think. How close are they to getting below 25 over there? They're almost below 50. Pretty nice. Oh, we're out of infamy. I guess we'll conquer Darfur. Seems like a good first thing to conquer while we kind of waiting on the army and stuff, waiting for Persia to become a puppet. Once Persia becomes a puppet, it's probably going to be a good time to invade Russia for Muharrem and stuff. This is a little bit annoying. We have to give them Arab Hero Land, or else we'd have to pay 14 infamy, which is not worth it. So I guess we'll just not have to pay. We'll just not pay the infamy and give up the state. A little bit unfortunate, though. We're gonna fight Russia for Muharrem now. Go ahead and force the diplomatic play here. We'll return state. Oh, we can that is an interesting war goal. I don't think we want to use it though. We'll take Russian war reparations. Sure, we can liberate Ukraine and sure, the Don Cossack host. Uh, what else could we liberate? Okay, let's humiliate them as well. And then we could conquer Russian cars for no more split state. No, I think we'll leave it as these are our war goals. And then let's just mobilize these troops to the front. Looks like we don't have enough skirmish in the correct states, so we'll build more skirmish, I guess. Kokand offers us some more gold. I don't think we want to support Kokand in their war. Spain sides with Russia here, so we'll call in Great Britain to even things out. Can't be having Spain side against us like that. We're out of maneuvers. Kind of wanted to take a treaty port on Spain. Are they a great power? They are. That's why we can't take a treaty port on them. Dang. Um, let's start mobilizing some stuff for the Dobruja front. Gonna need some stuff to make sure we can win on that front as well, alright? Yeah, definitely. I remember when we declared our war for recognition on Russia, they only had like, they said they had like 300 battalions. Now they have way less, right? They only have 122 regular battalions. The rest are just conscripts. Yeah, that's big fall from their peak. Only an 8 million debt now? Did they go bankrupt? No, they didn't. They've just been paying off their debt, I guess. Good for them. Not good for us. But um, we need more troops for the front. It's not looking too good. Here's a conscript army. Let's send the conscripts over. More conscripts. Probably want to put them on defense, though. Can we put conscripts into you, please? Yeah, we've got loads more states to conscript from than before, so we should be able to get a lot more troops into this army that we can conscript up. Yeah, tons, because we've conquered all of Middle East pretty much. Yeah, 329 skirmish. Russia, you don't stand a chance. Okay, Russia's actually putting up a decent fight, you know. We're barely losing on both fronts here, which is not very good. You gotta hope UK can knock out Spain and then do something from there, right? That's the goal, or that's the hope. I mean, eventually we'll win for sure, anyway, right? Because we should have the far superior economy to Russia. We've got more GDP and better tax laws and stuff, so we should win in the long game regardless. Yeah, they're only making 149K from land-based. We're making over 300K from our tax system. If they go into a socialist revolution, it's definitely going to be over for them. We'll see if they can manage to avoid that. Okay, we're going to start passing professional army to give the armed forces their 10% attack and defense boost. We should be able to use to start pushing into this area because we have a large military advantage. Meanwhile, Spain should be capping very soon here. Yep, they will be capping in just like 2 more ticks, I think. I wonder if the AI ever uses its call ally war goal that it gets. I don't think I've ever seen it use it. Anyway, that's Spain out of the war, which is a little bit interesting. I mean, Russia's no longer defending them, but also UK is no longer attacking them. So UK can now focus on other things, like a potential naval invasion or something, right? Or they're just sending troops into the northern front, I guess. That's fine too. No shot. So I just took the armed forces out of government, and we now have enough stuff to ask for become protectorate on French legitimist revolt here. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, that's super good. Of course, put the armed forces back in government so we can continue to pass professional army. That means we really want to get out of this Russia war as quickly as possible so that we can then divert our forces over to dealing with that situation in France, right? Okay, I'm gonna let Russia just get out with return Arabistan because I wanna, or no, we'll wait a little bit longer and see if he can enforce before the time runs out. But I'm thinking we might end up just doing that piece. Yeah, it looks like we might just be able to enforce in time. I think we just need to make it to, yeah, Stavropol. That's what we need to make it to. All right, we'll put that as our strategic objective. It's going to be the hardest thing to reach. I'm moving over this 112 stack to help guard the French legitimist revolt because don't want it to fall for sure. That would be very bad if it fell completely. Let's move this 350 stack over to this front, I think, because it'll be more useful over there. Because that's the front where it's kind of close, right? Oh, bro, every single troop is moving over? No, stay over there, some of you. Otherwise, they'll just better push into us there. The French Legitimist Revolt is requesting military assistance. I think I'm actually going to give it to them. think that'll be kind of useful for them to have military assistance here. I think that was my first ever protectorate sway on like at least a major power since 1.8 came out. Pretty nice for sure. Get a Kolmia uprising here, which is pretty convenient. Gonna make Russia hopefully easier to capitulate. We just really need to make it down to Stavropol. The push through Russia is not going too well, but we're still holding on in the French Legitimist revolt, so that's good. Looks like it's mostly a stalemate. In fact, Legitimist revolt is trying to push, which is a bit of a mistake. I wish it wouldn't try to push. Um, this front has been split in two. Yeah, it hit the Baltic governorates, which are owned by the German Empire. That's why it split. Well, we're getting very close to ending the war with Russia here. Just need a couple more pushes into these two states down here, and then we'll finally finish occupying the final war goal of liberate Don Cossack Host. Okay, just need Stavropol now. See here, Stavropol. Two more fights in Stavropol. One more. One more fight. Yes, the final fight for Stavropol. Let's go. Come on. No, what? We didn't get a 1% occupation off. Come on. Okay, can we take on the debt of the revolt? No, we can't. It's not an option. Dang. Okay, well that's not very nice. I wanted to take on their debt. Come on, gang. Well, they are in default then. That's not very good for their military. Hopefully we can help them out with that in a second if we could just take Stavropol, right? It'd be very great if we could take Stavropol. They're gonna have 80 military assigned? No, that's very weak military. Never mind. It's not like full 80 battalions. It's just 80 battalions that have no manpower in them, right? The final push for Stavropol? No, we lost occupation in Stavropol somehow. Oh, we're in the capital. Never mind. Okay. Full war goals and start the push into France now. Um, we need more armies to go on the front in Tripoli here, so we don't get fully occupied. Because we are able to get ticked in this war already. So if we get occupied, that would be bad for our ticking. I thought I remembered seeing this no longer being a thing, but we now have back the Annex French Legitimist Revolt here. I thought we didn't have that, but I guess we do. Interesting. We're gonna fight over Bordeaux down here, I guess. All right. Just gotta defend in the north, I guess. And then we can try to push into Bordeaux. Sure. No, that's not going very well because we have so little morale due to our convoys being completely non-existent. I wish we had some convoys, but we don't at all. Since since we can't get ticked down, we're actually completely fine, and we can just like wait for France's debt to go too high, and then they go bankrupt, right? Because this front, they're not pushing us, and we're not gonna push into here or anything. So we can or we can land Aquitaine actually. But then we'll just build a hold in the northern front here for a while, until they eventually go bankrupt, or not bankrupt, because the AI was made to not go bankrupt anymore. Now it will just default if it's in a war. Oops, we don't want to have to fight them like that. Anyway, we will deoccupy our stuff down there. Oh, at some point during that, the British kicked us out of their power block, so we will, I suppose, create our own power block. We'll call it the Arab League, of course, as you would if you're Arabia. You know, classic Arabia things. Great Arab League. We can now reduce Persia to a puppet, which is pretty nice. Big, nice green Persia for great, you know, great map painting we're doing here. Oh, wait, these guys got released? I assume that somehow releasing the Don Cossack host made Russia fail the journal entry, so they released the Caucasus. Cool. Well, this war is starting to cost us quite a lot, but our interest rate's pretty low, so I'm sure we can just... out credit France, right? That should be fine, I'm sure. You know, we wish they could just double Civil War. That would be pretty nice for us right now. But their debt is actually like not even that high. So this is gonna take forever for us to win in France here. Looks like we can't defeat this Bemba uprising here. So we'll just lose that. But we're gonna try to grab a cav stack. Find a true cav stack. Do we not have a true cav stack anymore? Yeah, we don't, seemingly. Okay, let's just split off all the non-cav from the stack. Of course, it's still got inf that's going to come in, but it should be fine. And let's send this over to do a naval invasion on, or no, I think we want to send it to do a naval invasion on Aquitaine, and then it will change its mind at the last second. Okay, now that we've arrived in the Aquitaine naval invasion, we're of course going to cancel that and instead go up to Picardy, which is the best state ever because it is adjacent to Paris. So we will, of course, try to rapid advance into Paris from there. Oh, great. Oh, never mind. It was all a lie. We actually are landing perfectly fine. Okay. Are these troops going to arrive here instantly? No, they're not. Okay. Our landing was a failure. Great. We can try to just re-land in Normandy though, and see how that goes. No, we weren't able to re-land in Normandy. Dang. We can land Brittany. That's still kind of alright. The more occupation, the more their balance should go negative. Dang. There's not much we can really do here. We're running a severe negative balance here. More consumption taxes could potentially fix that. No, these are not enough. We could actually demobilize and then try to wait out the French. That seems like a potentially reasonable strategy here, considering what we've got to do here. I think we just want to wait out the French default potentially by demobilizing slightly. Yeah. Well, can we take these troops off the front while being fine? That's a negative 25. I mean, you know, that's not great, but I think it's survivable. So we'll just demobilize this stack, and that should hopefully fix our balance once it finishes demobilizing. Demobilizing that stack was a terrible idea. That was not a good idea, so I reloaded. The clip was simply too long to delete. We will try I'll try landing again here. I think maybe we can try to get better luck this time maybe. Hopefully we can get some better luck. Or we can try the strat that actually like guarantees getting good luck. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We'll cancel the naval invasion for now. And we will get ready for the guaranteed good luck strat. Which is we just need to wait to get what's it called? Wait, how is our balance so unbelievably negative? What? Oh, construction. It's all good. We just need to build some quick um lancers here to do the great spaghetti attack. You know, you'll see the great spaghetti attack will definitely work. Bruh, the 6K stack was accidentally making us attack on this front, which killed a bunch of our troops. That's so bad. We really need to make it into the French capital with this naval invasion, or it is seemingly very Jover. Okay, we're going to Picardy. Please don't send a navy up to stop us. Please do not do that. 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. Okay. Now what we need to do. Okay. Now it's time for the great strategy. Okay, we're gonna split this up into 9 separate armies with as many generals as possible, all on rapid advance. That is the strategy that we're going to be using here, which will hopefully let us reach Paris before they can arrive. This is probably one of the craziest civil wars I've had to try to win. But we got to get that juicy France. We got a zero stack, bro. Let's find the zero stack. Zero stack on the France front. Let's see, where is that? Here it is. Give it one of the Lancers. Okay, I'll finish doing the rest of this. There's barely anything left here. Just split formation here, and then one more split formation should hopefully do the trick. Yep, now I'm gonna add 4 generals and make them all rapid advance off camera. Okay, this is my second time trying this. In the first time, we got our first battle here, which got their whole army, and then we spread out like crazy. So this time I'm gonna set my strategic objective in the wrong place, so that hopefully we start a battle there, which takes over their whole army, and then we push into the correct place afterwards, right? I think it's a pretty good idea. We had our first battle up there, which is perfectly fine. Now we'll set our strategic objective down to here. Actually, does that even have their whole army? It doesn't. So let's keep our strategic objective unmarked for now. While we wait for one more battle to start. Yes, okay. Now we can start infinite battles in hopefully Ile-de-France and win them all. Yes, we get into Ile-de-France. Let's go. It worked. Oh, it just continues pushing. Okay. I might need to try this in more wars. Does this just win every single war if you have a sufficiently large number of one Lancer stacks? I wonder if you can just win every single war in the game with a sufficiently large number of one Lancer stacks. Like, I mean, like, under 100, of course. That would be pretty crazy. Okay, here we should have France capitulate, hopefully on this tick. Yep, the capitulation desire reaches 0. So they capitulate, and we now have France as our protectorate. Big nice. France has just declared a bankruptcy, which is pretty nice for us, I guess, because now, they're less, they should have less prestige, which should make it easier to keep them loyal for now. With our military mostly demobilized, I just demobilized a bunch of it. Our economy seems to be back to being okay, especially with our market now including France. Well, it doesn't yet, because we have a ridiculous amount of lingering convoy raiding, which will start going away much faster after we clean up this secession here. How is our economy so much worse than it used to be? Like, there's no way we can run this much construction, right? It's gonna cost so much. Give it a... No, I don't actually know what happened to our economy. I mean, we don't have ports, yeah. But I'm still, like, very confused how our economy is so much worse than it was. I feel like we were able to run this before, right? Let's find some buildings to put in our queue for testing. I don't know what buildings to put in. Logging, I guess. Let's try putting in some logging. Now, next Monday tick. Yeah, this is an insanely large negative balance. Negative 60k in Diplo packs. Oh yeah, I guess that's some of it. Yeah, okay. I was still, I wouldn't expect it to be quite this bad. Hmm. Yeah, this is, I guess we don't have our British bankroll. Is there some things we were like, I don't know exactly what the reasoning for why our economy has kind of died. Well, actually, we should be building bureaucracy. That's what we should be building. Sure, build it where there's no tax capacity, and also build it where we have government employees. France's GDP is dying because of my low market access. Need more convoys. This is the most ridiculous amount of lingering convoy raiding damage ever. You have just so much negative convoys. I think once our convoys fix, I might just be ending the run there. Getting port connections down so much has taken so long that we get an uprising in Benin, which is gonna slow us down a little bit because you get you get way faster convoy rating reduction while at peace than at war. We're finally at the point where the number isn't grayed out. Surakarta has a little bit of a high standard of living, just slightly high here. Take a look at Surakarta. Just a mild 56.9 standard of living. You know, let's see, what are these people working in? Of course, they're working in the ports, classic rich port people getting paid an average wage of 28,000 ducats or 2.8 thousand ducats. What is this ridiculous wage? Wait, what? How are they not at SOL 99? You should be at SOL 99 with this much of a wage, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I'm thinking of weekly. I'm thinking of 1,000 per week. This is 2.8 thousand per year. Okay, that makes more sense. That's how they aren't at SOL 99. They're just in the super high SOL range. 1,000 per year I know is enough to get it, I believe. Oh great, there's a big revolt in France. What do we do? We're fighting on the same side as ourselves in a war. Oh great, there's another secession. Uh, hmm. Okay, we're just gonna capitulate to the secession here so that we can swap sides in this revolution. We'll take an obligation, I guess. That seems, yes, please. Yes, we swap sides in that rev, because there's no way we win, but we keep our subject this way. And, oh, they're actually starting to go down in Liberty Desire? How? Isn't our market access terrible? I don't know. Well, we're building ports to try to fix that right now. France has been completely occupied. We're almost done with our convoy rating issues, only 3,000 more to go. Actually, if we delete our trade routes, we should be good. But trade routes are so important to our economy, I think, actually. So deleting those might not be a good idea. Yeah, we'll delete this one, and this one, and this one. And now we've got full convoys, and we'll just wait for this French Revolution to end as well. With market access restored, our GDP is going up quite a lot. I assume France is doing all right as well. Well, they just civil warred, so we can't really see how they're doing, but I assume that they will be doing better. This is where I'm going to conclude the run. I think we did a pretty good job, especially getting France as a subject, even though it's not actually that useful yet. I mean, it would actually be useful if we granted them a bunch of states and then made them into a puppet. But yeah, this is pretty good run. Please subscribe if you enjoyed so I can make it to 1,000 subscribers, and goodbye.